Hi, I'm Rachel Willie and I'm Head of Chemistry here at Sheffield High School. And, I'm really pleased that you're showing an interest in studying chemistry, and it might be that you are thinking, why do you want to study chemistry? And at this time of year, I always look back and think, why is it that I want to study chemistry? And I think one of the things is, as a quote says, we tend to forget that chemicals have saved more lives than surgeons and created more wealth than bankers. And if you look at the slide, there's 4 molecules on the slide. And I suspect that all of us have actually partaken of one of these molecules this morning. So we've got caffeine. I've certainly had my coffee this morning to get myself going. I didn't have to resort to the aspirin because I wasn't too heavy on the wine last night. The bottom right, the penicillin. Hopefully people aren't struggling with that at the moment. The one at the bottom left, that's TNT, and that's an explosive, which you won't have used, but it's really important because that's basically where we get all our raw materials out of the earth by using explosives. So why chemistry? I chose chemistry because I'm curious and I think chemistry gives us answers. So one of the stories that I really like happened maybe now about half a dozen years ago in the Tube in London. And it got reported in the news because people saw builders running out buying bags of sugar out of supermarket shelves. It's a bit like the mass sales selling at the pandemic, where all the sugar disappeared from the supermarkets. So why did they do this? And what had happened was, in the control room of one of the tube lines, there was wet cement, and it was threatening to actually set and seize up all the electronics. And it's a little known fact that if you add a little bit of sugar to wet cement, it actually stops it setting. But the fascinating thing is, we don't quite know why this works. There are 1 or 2 theories. So you can study chemistry and find things out that nobody else knows. In the Rio Olympics, a person was heard to say that chemistry is not an exact science. I would argue with him about that. This was a quote when the swimming pool turned green. And again, there was theories, why had this swimming pool turned green? And he was trying to say they didn't know. In fact, it was due to a chemical reaction between the chlorine and the other chemicals in the pool, and they did have to stop the diving competition to go through. On a more recent note, copper face masks. Why might it be that you are wearing a face mask with copper ions in it? I wear one because I feel more protected with it. It might be you don't know about it, but copper has very strong antimicrobial properties. And it's been proven to kill 99.9% of bovine coronavirus bacteria. It's not been tested for coronavirus yet, but it's possible that it's giving as much protection as a surgical mask. So to me, chemistry gives you answers, and sometimes it gives you answers to questions that nobody else has found out. So as well as the interest in it, why should you do chemistry? It's a challenging subject. It is rigorous and it's an academic subject, so it's skills that universities like. Whether you're going on to study chemistry, whether you're going on to a science career, any university will be impressed by the fact that you've done chemistry, and employers like it. Because it's got a lot of skills in it. You've got practical skills, you will have numeracy skills, you have to communicate with people when you're doing practicals, and problem solving techniques, which is important in any job. We'll use ICT. You'll do teamwork, and most of all, it is fun. So okay, I've convinced you to do chemistry, so why should you do chemistry here? We have consistently high levels of achievement here. Over 50% students get A-star A's since the new syllabus started, and nationally that percentage is 28%. We have extremely supportive staff who have a lot of experience, but we're still enthusiastic. I'm saying we're experienced, we don't think of ourselves as old. We've got a full-time chemistry technician here, and we do have excellent facilities. We use the fact that we're close to university, so whenever we can, we'll go and use the university, their professional expertise, and we keep very regular links with the Royal Society of Chemistry, and also the fact that we're part of the GDST network means I have the opportunity to mix regularly with the other heads of chemistry, whether that's virtually, by email, or actually in meetings. So we're at the forefront of the game. Students who study chemistry here often do it to carry on doing medicine. It might be veterinary science, it might be dentistry, pharmacy, nursing. We also have people going on to do chemistry. We have people who do engineering, natural sciences, law. It might be a whole range. You might be doing as the extra subject, but it leads to a whole range of careers. So we follow the AQA course here, which is, like all A-level courses now, a linearly assessed course. 6 hours worth of exams at the end with practical questions which are assessed in the written paper. So 15% of the A-level marks will be on questions based on your practicals. You then have a separate endorsement, so you do practicals and you actually keep a record of those in your practical book and you get a pass or fail on the practical endorsement. There are 12 required practicals for the course and these have to be carried out as part of the course, and we believe that we give our students a really good practical experience. We were actually praised by the exam board with the comment that we were a model of good practice and the practical experience and training that students receive is truly impressive. This was in our endorsement visit a few years ago. We also, when we analyse our results, we are consistently above other centres. And you can see on the slide, everything in green are all the topics where we've done better than other centres, and the red, there's one topic on one paper where we did slightly worse than other centres, and this was the analysis of the papers 2 years ago. The assessment takes place in 3 papers, and you can see the breakdown of the papers there. It's a whole mix of short questions, longer questions, and multi-choice questions that actually take place. I'm going to pass over to a couple of the students who are going to talk about their experience of chemistry.
Hi, my name's Catherine Purcell and I'm a chemistry prefect here at Sheffield High. I study chemistry because it's required by many universities to study medicine, and that's what I've always wanted to do.
Hi, I'm Izzy and I'm a science prefect here at Sheffield Girls, and I mainly study chemistry because it was my favourite subject at GCSE, and I've felt as though this passion has really helped me get through the course and the content and the syllabus. And currently I want to study chemistry at university.
Okay, so we've broken down chemistry into sort of different words to describe it. So we'll start with the content. So it's a very varied specification, so you'll definitely find something in there that you like and that intrigues you. We find most of it intrigues us. It also includes quite a few practicals. We get a lot of help with these practicals. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we probably haven't been able to do quite as many as we'd like, but our teachers are very supportive in making sure that we do all the ones that are required by AQA, and so we don't miss out on any of that practical skill and understanding.
Regarding help, there are loads of clinics available. We get a lot of textbooks and resources from our teachers, and they always make sure that we're very happy and comfortable with the course content. And also, if we have any questions, we can just email them and they respond very promptly.
Regarding the enthusiasm, our teachers are really enthusiastic, and that certainly helps because chemistry is at sometimes very difficult, so having that enthusiasm, that encouragement, it certainly makes you want to work through it.
On the 23rd of October we celebrate Mole Day, specifically at 6:02 a.m. As chemists we find this the best day of the year, and it's just a chance to celebrate chemistry within our little Sheffield Girls community.
Yeah, independence. At Sheffield Girls they do definitely teach us to be quite independent learners, which is obviously very good. The guided home learning during coronavirus, obviously we had to be a little bit more independent, but we still fully had all that support. And we're sort of taught independently how to mark all of our exam questions so we can do them at home and not just in the lessons.
We all find that everyone who takes chemistry feels very supported when they're in lessons or outside of lessons, just because our class sizes are so small, and you really feel seen and heard by the teachers, and your needs are always met.
We do have quite frequent tests which are actually very helpful because they allow you to see sort of where you're not quite clear on, and then you can focus in on that and you can definitely improve on the areas where you're weaker. And I think in the end it does definitely help, so it probably leads to some of the better results that we get.
Yeah, and with results, we consistently get very high results among Sheffield and the whole country, I would say. And the teachers always make sure that we are happy and confident enough to get the results that we deserve.
And a big part of chemistry then is you. Like, you have to be prepared to put in this effort, you have to want to do it. It is quite tough sometimes, and you have to be prepared to sort of get over these challenges. But if you've got the enthusiasm and you've got the sort of desire to need to do it, the passion for it, then you'll be absolutely fine.
Right, well I hope that's given you a flavour of chemistry and a flavour of chemistry here at Sheffield High School, and it's made you interested in pursuing chemistry further. But if you have got any more questions or you're unsure, do please come and speak to a chemistry teacher in school, or you can always email me. So I hope to see some of you in the classroom fairly soon, and hope you enjoy the rest of your tour of Sheffield High School.